Good evening. A house fire has turned deadly this afternoon. One person has been confirmed dead after a fire broke out inside one of the homes at Sunnyside Trailer Park. This was the scene just after 4 o'clock. Heavy smoke could be seen coming out of the home. Firefighters contained the blaze before it spread to other homes.
Reports were initially that there was more than one occupant in the house. With the assistance of the fire department, the fire was put out. Yet, unfortunately, an adult male was located inside of the house and was deceased.
Nobody else was injured in the blaze. The investigation is in the early stages right now. There is no word yet on a cause of the fire or a damage. We will have more on this fire as it becomes available. Reading skills have always been a focus in our education from a young age. And with today being National Family Literacy Day, Bart Pontiacs explains how families can get involved.
A life of learning. Kids across the country spent this afternoon brushing up on their reading skills in honor of Family Literacy Day.
It is a way to build family. It is a way to build confidence. It is a way to build self-esteem for people.
The mayor proclaimed the date earlier this week. 15 minutes of reading a day is encouraged to raise young learners, and it isn't limited to just the classroom.
Literacy can happen anywhere. People don't realize that, whether you're in the car going through the drive-thru at McDonald's, you're at a hockey tournament, there's always 15 minutes to take with your child to sit down and read and be proactive in your literacy building skills.
And for one former teacher, those skills are important.
It's the foundation for everything they do in life. If you've got a strong reading comprehension, you can learn how to do just about anything. So if they don't have that, they're going to struggle in the job market. They're going to struggle with communication for everyday needs.
Bailey also says adults should encourage good reading skills to their kids every chance they get, and not just today.
Kids read if they see it's important at home. If they see parents reading, if parents, take them to the library, do they encourage reading as an everyday part of life? Do they see them reading newspapers? Do they see them enjoying it? Then that's going to encourage them to do it as well.
While no events were planned for this year's Literacy Day in Lloydminster, the Learning Council will host regular events to encourage reading throughout the next few months. Visit the website on your screen for more information. Bart Pontiacs, Newcap News.
Finding out road conditions, highway collisions, and construction-related delays will now be easier to access starting this February. Travelers from anywhere in Alberta can dial 511 toll-free. Alberta Transportation says it will be a helpful tool for motorists to plan ahead, increasing road safety. You can also visit the 511 Alberta website on your screen. The City of Lloydminster will be completing snow removal in the downtown area this evening. All vehicles needed to be removed from the streets. Business owners and residents are encouraged to shovel snow from the sidewalk to the street so that it can be removed in the clearing process. And Emmett Murphy joins me here on the desk with sports. And Emmett, we're talking Bobcats Day.
Yeah, though not technically eliminated from postseason play, they need something close to a miracle to get there. So they're trying to shake up the season standings by taking on the top team in the north, the Spruce Grove Saints, last night. First period of that one, Lyndon Springer can keep the puck in play, comes right back to him at the blue line as he'll wait a little bit, then fire a rocket past Nathan Park. Cats up 1-0. Power play 10 minutes later, Springer fakes from the point. Dustin LeBrun finishes off the passing play. 2-0 for the Cats after one, and they get two more goals in the third from Eric Terrian and Kelvin Waltz, while Devin Green stopped all 17 Saints shots. With the loss, the Saints are just 4 points up on the Whitecourt Wolverines and Bonnyville Pontiacs for that top spot. Devin Green has now won his last 5 starts and has allowed just 9 goals in those appearances. Meanwhile, Chase Martin has lost his last 3 games. The Cats play next at home on Wednesday against that number 2 team in the north, the Whitecourt Wolverines. The Bonnyville Pontiacs were not able to take advantage of the Saints' loss last night as they fell to the Crusaders 3-1. That loss means that there are now 6 teams within 6 points of each other in the north. The Ponts take on the team that they are tied with, the Whitecourt Wolverines, on Tuesday at RJ Lalonde Arena. The Lloydminster Bandits lost a crucial game at home last night against the Killam Wheat Kings. It's the 5th time that the Bandits have lost to the Wheat Kings this season, and they are now just 2 points up on Killam with 2 games left. The Wheat Kings have 2 games in hand as well. The Bandits play the league's worst, St. Paul Canadians, on Friday, then play the South's best, the Wainwright Bisons, on Saturday to close out the season. The Lloydminster Universal Heat had a very up-and-down weekend, playing 3 games away from home. On Friday, the Heat tied a sub-500 team, Edmonton CAC. The positive from that game was Cale Clegg broke Dion Phaneuf's AMBHL record for most points by a defenseman in a season. The Heat followed that tie with a stunning loss to the Leduc Oil Kings. It's just their 3rd loss of the year as they were outshot 55-39, and their big guns, Mason Shaw and Cale Clegg, were both held off the score sheet. And this afternoon, the Heat lost again to the Sherwood Park Flyers 4-3. The Rohan Rage also had an unpredictable weekend. They tied the top team in Alberta on Friday night, but then lost to the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers for the 2nd time in 2 weeks. Brinson Pashnuk scored the only goal for the Rage, who outshot the Rangers, 43-25. Lloydminster stays in 5th place in the North. In college action, the Lakeland Rustlers men's basketball team swept their weekend series against the ACAC's worst team, Grand Prairie. The green and gold trailed by 5 after 1 quarter, but dominated the rest of the way, cruising to a 92-70 win. Kadeem Willis had a monster stat line of 40 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, and 7 steals. The Rustlers are 9th in the ACAC standings. The women moved into 6th in the ACAC with a 77-67 victory over the Wolves. The women trailed by 8 at the half, but outscored the Wolves 32-18 in the 4th quarter for the win. Amanda Carlton was on a tear, scoring 31 points with 12 rebounds and 2 blocks. The Lakeland Rustlers women's volleyball team followed up Friday's shocking loss to the Grand Prairie Wolves with another defeat to the Wolves. The women were swept for the first time this year, losing in straight set Saturday, 25-10, 25-21, 25-15. The women had the chance to move into a tie for first in the AC with at least 1 win this weekend. Instead, they are tied for 2nd with McEwen. The men also failed to gain any ground this weekend, playing a weak Grand Prairie team. In fact, the Wolves jumped over the Rustlers with a pair of wins. The men are tied for 10th in the ACAC. They've lost their last 4 matches and 7 of their past 8.